Hello and welcome to today's lesson. So what I'd like you to do first is just create a new HTML page and put it into your web design project. So I've called my web page mediapage.html. Once you've done that, you can load up all the basic information. So you should have your doc type at the top, you should have your HTML at the next line, which is line 2, and also at the very last line. After that, you should have your head section, so you can see the head starts at line 3 and finishes at line 7. I've just put a title in here that just says basically media page, and then I've linked to my style sheet that we've been creating for the last few weeks. So after that, you then need the body section. Just so that I know exactly what page this is, I've given it a header and I've also given it a p tag. Just like in last lesson, you can also link this to your main pages as well. So if you want to put some links in that links your main pages to this, you can do that. When you finish this lesson, you can upload it to the last assignment, and that's absolutely fine. So here we go. So we're going to create media. We're going to embed some media elements into here. And you can literally include anything from the web that has an embed. So you can have video, you can have you can have maps, you can have audio, all kinds of things. So let's head on over to the web and let's go and get something. So here's my page. I've just loaded it up in advance. So I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm just going to add a YouTube video. So this one here is the Cats official trailer. On any YouTube video, what you normally get at the very bottom here is this share button. So if you click on the share button, it gives you a whole bunch of options whether you can share the link. So if you only want to share the link, you can just copy this. But if you want it to be more visual on the page, what you can do is you can press the embed code, and then here's the code that we need. So you can either copy this out fully, or you can just press this copy button down here and it will copy all of that code to your clipboard ready to go into your HTML page. So once we've done that, we can come back to our code and we can press Control V or Command V if you're on a Mac and paste it in, and you can see it's called an iframe. So the actual tag that we're using for embedding media is called an iframe, and it's kind of like a window to the web, if you like. You really don't need to worry about much else on this page because everything else we can control via our CSS. So let's just save this and make sure it worked. So I'm just going to go File, Save All, and then head back on over to my web page and then reload it. And now you can see that we have our cats page, which is our video, which is great. And if you press play, obviously you'll get a play option there, which is absolutely fine. So now we have that, we can style it a little bit. We can tell it how wide we want it. We can tell it how big to go, or if we want a border around it or something. But it's really up to you, the styles you want to put. So all we do is we select an iframe, and then we say something like width, and we'll give it a percentage value. So if you wanted to take it up the whole page, you could say something like 90%. And then File, Save All, and then let's just go and check that. And you should notice that it grows. And there we go, 90%. It doesn't always follow convention. As you can see here, it's kind of clipped it off a little bit, which is a bit annoying. So you can also say something like height if you want, but for now I'm just going to reduce mine to 50%. 50% for a YouTube video tends to work quite well without kind of clipping it too much. The next thing we want to do then is add a border. So I'm just going to add a very simple border. I'm going to have a red color, it's going to be solid, and it's going to be 10 pixels. And then I'm going to File, Save All, and just make sure that those conditions been applied. And there we go, now we have a border. And you can have whatever border you want to make it fit the actual style of your page. So the next thing is we want to add some other media. So like I said before, you can have audio, you can have video, you can have maps, all kinds of things. So if I head on over to Google Maps, now if you don't have Google Maps open, you can just search it, Google Maps, and it'll be there. And the first thing that comes up is normally it's your location, and it either looks like this or it looks like this. And depending on which one you want to capture, you can set it all up first, and then you can come over to the menu, which is these 3 buttons here, and go down to where it says share or embed map. And then we're going to go over to this button here that says embed a map. And then we're going to copy the link. So copy HTML. So just click it again just to make sure we've got it. And then all we're going to do is paste that into our code. Now, the only thing with the maps is it won't take on the border. It will take on the size, but it won't take on the border, which is a bit, I'm not sure why it doesn't do that. Anyway, let's save all and let's make sure that happens, make sure that works. And there we go, we have our map. Now, if we make our stack ever so slightly smaller, they should line up with each other as well. So save all again and come back in, and now hopefully they're side by side and you get this. You can also set the height if you don't want it to be kind of too big. So if we say height, oops, and we say something like 300 pixels, and then save all, and then that should give us the same height and it should kind of match up a little bit better. And there we go. Like I said, unfortunately for some reason it doesn't take the border, which is a bit strange, but never mind. If you don't want this view of a map, you can also have the walking map. Now what you have to do is you have to zoom right into the area you want, and on Google Maps what it tends to do, once you're in far enough, it kind of goes over. Here we go. So I've just clicked on the map, and then we can click on this one here. We can position it however we want it, so if we want it looking up the road, and then we can come to these three dots here, and we have the same button of share or embed, and then we can copy this link and come back to our media page, our code, and then just change this link out for the new one. You can have both if you want. Oops, let me try that one more time. So embed a map, copy the link, and then paste it in, save all, and hopefully when we come back to our media page now, you'll get that same view, which is really nice if you want to add that. So your mission for today then is to create a media page with lots of different media on it. See if you can find some audio, see if you can find some other interactive media that you can put on your page, just using that embed method. Style up your page, style up your iframe element, and then you can hand it in. There's no official assignment for this work, so you can just hand it into the last assignment we did last week. Okay, and I'll see you in the next lesson.